While scrolling socials, has someone on the other side of your screen ever suggested pickle juice for endo cramps? What about Yoni steaming? I bet raw carrot salads have been suggested once or twice. In today's video, I'm breaking down the most viral and maybe strange social media hacks for endo pain and cramps. With so many TikToks, Reels, and Shorts telling us try this hack, it's critical we ask ourselves, does it actually work? So welcome back to the Endo and Fertility Space channel. Before we jump in, please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video with a friend who might need it. So the first social trend for cramps and endo pain I'm breaking down is pickle juice.
Dying of cramps, and then my husband out of nowhere goes, why don't you just drink some pickle juice? Dill pickle juice. We have some in the fridge.
The best.
And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, if you drink some dill pickle juice, your cramps will go away.
Just see it on the internet?
Yeah, he said he just saw it on Instagram. But
I wonder where he heard that.
the fridge, I drink the dill pickle juice, and I'm not even kidding. Within like 5 minutes, my cramps were like at a minimum.
Drinking pickle juice can be effective for menstrual cramping because the high sodium and potassium content can ease cramping, and also the vinegar in pickle juice can help stabilize blood sugar levels, which also helps with cramping symptoms.
So what does the trend say? The trend suggests if you drink pickle juice, it helps menstrual cramps disappear. But is there any truth to this? First, let's break down what we find in pickle juice. Pickle juice from fermented pickles in brine will contain very high levels of sodium, small amounts of potassium, small amounts of vitamin C, lactobacillus strain probiotics, and water. The main functions of sodium in the body include fluid balance, nerve signaling, muscle contraction, blood pressure regulation, and nervous system support. Some studies do suggest that pickle juice can reduce the length of time during which someone is cramping compared to plain water. These benefits likely stem from the sodium content. If you are low in sodium due to overhydration, medication use, stress, vomiting, diarrhea, burns, post-surgical healing, or excessive sweating, replenishing sodium through pickle juice can help to improve focus, symptoms like tingling and numbness, brain fog, and improve swelling and water retention. Sauerkraut, kimchi, and fermented pickles are all excellent dietary sources of lactobacillus plantarum, lactobacillus rhamnosus, lactobacillus acidophilus, and lactobacillus casei probiotic strains, which all help reduce something called beta-glucuronidase. Beta-glucuronidase is an enzyme in the gut that cycles estrogen and waste back into the body. This in turn can make estrogen excess symptoms and pain symptoms worse. In addition to this benefit, these probiotic strains help reduce inflammation in the gut, speed up elimination time, and support estrogen detoxification. The amount of vitamin C and potassium in pickle juice are negligible, but some benefits of vitamin C and potassium include motility support and sodium balance for potassium, and inflammation lowering benefits, collagen production, immune support, enhanced iron absorption, and blood vessel integrity support for vitamin C. While the amounts of both are negligible in pickle juice, theoretically the benefits could extend to less inflammation, lighter bleeding, wound healing, better elimination, and better iron absorption for more energy, lighter bleeding, better egg quality, and better thyroid function. What are some important considerations here? While we may be able to deduce some of these benefits based on the contents of pickle juice, this hack is not backed by science for endometriosis related pain in isolation. It should not replace proven management strategies like nutrition, medical management, pain relieving medications, heat, or movement. Individuals with kidney or blood pressure issues should also approach trying this hack with caution. If you choose to try, start slow with 1 to 2 ounces, and keep in mind that if pain is significant, it signals something far deeper going on that cannot be remedied with a simple hack. So the next hack I'm discussing in this video is vaginal or Yoni steaming.
If you suffer from period cramps, you need to try Yoni steam. Last month I was busy and didn't have time to do it, and my period cramps were pretty bad. But the month I do this, I see a huge difference. So Yoni steam, in other words, is called vagina steam or V-steam. It's a practice that involves sitting over a pot or steaming water infused with herbs. These herbs smelled so relaxing. The benefits from Yoni steam is endless. Menstrual symptom relief, detoxification, fertility support, stress relief, and improved vaginal health. I bought this set from Amazon. Unfortunately, the seller is not available anymore, but I'll try to find a similar one and make sure link under my Amazon storefront.
So what does the trend suggest? Some content creators say yoni steaming stems way back to ancient African times. To perform yoni steaming, you sit over a pot or seat of herbal steam. Benefits reported strictly from anecdotal or cultural practice suggest it cleanses the womb, balances hormones, reduces period pain, and helps endometriosis or fibroids. The suggested benefits of increased relaxation and stress reduction are comparable to a warm bath. Claims that yoni steaming improve pelvic circulation are not based in scientific evidence, and there is no evidence that steaming penetrates the vagina or the uterus. While feeling of being nurtured or close to your femininity and cycle can provide psychological benefits, there is no meaningful physiological benefits to yoni steaming. One of the reasons I have been pretty strongly anti-yoni steaming for as long as I have had an online presence is the long list of potential disadvantages. The risk of burns is strongly supported. Labial, vulvar, or internal burns from extremely hot steam can damage and burn these sensitive tissues. Steam, heat, and herbs might also alter the vaginal pH, kill lactobacillus bacteria, and increase the risk of infection. Lactobacillus strains are acid producing and create the acidic environment that we want to prevent bacterial vaginosis, yeast infections, or susceptibility to other inflammatory bacterial colonization. The vagina is self-cleaning and steam can disrupt its microbiome. That being said, strict research on herbal steaming is lacking, and the closest evidence we have to support this practice might be counterintuitive to a healthy vaginal microbiome is that tight or wet clothing is found to trap heat and moisture, creating a breeding ground for yeast and unwanted bacteria. Steaming may also worsen infection risk postpartum or active infections. Heat from steaming may temporarily soothe endometriosis pain, but does have the potential to worsen inflammation in some women. Vulvodynia symptoms, and vulvodynia is chronic vulvar pain, or vaginismus symptoms, and vaginismus is the involuntary tightening of pelvic floor muscles around the vagina, may also be irritated by steaming. If your objective for yoni steaming is to support circulation or pelvic floor muscle relaxation, consider other science-backed therapies like pelvic floor physiotherapy, diaphragmatic breathing, warmth or heat application, yoga, a neural retraining, movement like walking or stretching, or manual therapies like massage. All right, the next big trend and the last one I'm going to talk about in today's video is parasite cleansing.
I had stage 4 endometriosis, 13 surgeries, a hysterectomy, adenomyosis. My life was deteriorating. And within 3 days of doing a parasite cleanse, I knew a lot of my issues were due to parasites. I created the Parify kit in order to help others because we're not listened to. Try Parify, and if it gives you relief, then you know a root cause is parasites.
So what does the trend say? Many people claim that parasites cause endometriosis and that cleansing from parasites is a cure for the disease. Unfortunately, this wildly misses the mark because endometriosis is a body-wide condition with immune dysfunction components, hormonal involvement, and inflammation. And while the gut is a major site of inflammation, the cure is absolutely not found in a parasite cleanse. I do think a conversation about parasites is warranted though, because I happen to agree that if you have an active parasitic infection, treating this can result in some quality of life improvements. Endo is a condition of immune dysfunction, and an active parasitic infection will stimulate your immune system. In the initial stages of an immune response against a parasite, you might even see the infection reflected in neutrophil or eosinophil markers in blood work. In later stages, you might start to experience physical symptoms like mucus production or histamine excess symptoms like itchy skin, runny nose, low-grade fever, or hives. Not only will these symptoms affect your quality of life with endometriosis, but this constant stressor on your immune system on top of endometriosis can absolutely make symptoms and pain worse. Additionally, because parasites stress the immune system, they can act as a long-term stressor on the nervous system. This can cause strong jumps in cortisol and a body stuck in fight or flight. Additionally, parasites like Diantomeba fragilis and Blastosystis hominis have been known to present with IBS-like symptoms like diarrhea, constipation, fiber sensitivity, and bloating. Not only will this affect your quality of life, but it often leaves endometriosis sufferers confused about why certain supplements, medications, or diet changes aren't resolving symptoms. Parasites can also affect nutrient absorption, leaving you with fewer nutrients to help fight inflammation. They can damage the intestinal lining, contributing to leaky gut. This in turn can snowball into food sensitivities, more inflammation, allergies, swelling, joint pain, brain fog, and more. Nutrient gaps then in turn produce a negative effect on hormone and thyroid health. To process and eliminate hormones, the body relies on iron, B vitamins, magnesium, and other important vitamins and minerals. And to support the thyroid, the body needs iodine, selenium, zinc, iron, and several other important nutrients. Absorption issues can result in a negative snowball effect on hormone balance and thyroid health. With all of these negative effects stemming from parasitic infections, it's understandable that someone might feel like their endo is cured from a cleanse. The reality is, if a parasitic infection is present and you clear it away, you've resolved all of these barriers to good health that a parasite creates. However, the deep-rooted immune dysfunction, estrogen-dependent and inflammatory nature of endometriosis is not simultaneously cured with a parasite cleanse. Sadly, it persists. If you suspect a parasite, there are simple stool tests you can do to confirm this. Treatment through pharmaceutical antibiotics or antimicrobials is widely accessible, but don't assume you have one or treat based off symptoms alone. You could be doing more harm than good. So let me know, what other social media trends have caught your attention? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to know. Let me know if you want a part 2. I really enjoyed making this video, so I'd love to do a part 2. And I'd be curious to know, have you ever tried any of these 3 trends? Did you find them helpful? So let me know in the comments below. That brings us to the close, but I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye for now.